Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and I'm back with another recap of Tyler Perry's Zatima Season 2, Episode 19, Dear Mama. So, Zach and Fatima are still at the hospital. The doctor comes and tells his mom, tells him about his mom, that his mom is on life support. Basically, she's brain dead. The only thing that's keeping her alive are the machines. So, the doctor's telling them that, you know, like, it's nothing more you can do. And JC Jeremiah just got going off. They tell him, like, it's all your fault. You ain't killing my mama. Like, we're not doing this. You're not killing my mama. I don't care what you got to say. You're not killing my mama. So the doctor went back to talking to Zach and telling him, like, listen, I understand that it's hard for you, but at the same time, there's nothing you can do. And he basically wanted to reassure them that they do everything possible. And she was like, yeah. So eventually the doctor left. No, the doctor was standing there, and Jeremiah just kept going off. He was like, if you and this B, Zach got up and punched him in his face, and he was like, oh my God, Jeremiah. And basically, the doctor was like, thank God, if you didn't do it, the security was going to do it. So Zach and Fatima, they head to the mom's room to go check on her or whatever. I mean, they're just basically going to see her. So the doctor was like, that's fine. So while they're there, the lady comes in from billing while Zach is trying to talk to his mom and say, like, you know, even though all the stuff he did to me in the past, you know, I'm still here. Like, you're selfish because instead of, you know, you trying to get clean or whatever, you was basically trying to just do what you did. Like, if I knew this money was going to basically make you be the last time I see you, like, I would have never done it. But who knows? When people are stuck in their ways, they're stuck in their ways. There's nothing you can really do or say to help them. Their mind is already made up. So I believe his mom, in the end, had the plans that if she wasn't going to get the money from him, she was going to get it from somebody. So basically, it's not portrayed as if Zach is the reason and cause for their mother's downward spiral, when all in actuality it's hers, because, you know, when people are sick, they're too scared to get help, and they only do what they know and what they think is best for them at that same time as, you know, the bad stuff. And then that bad stuff leads to being on life support. So while they're talking, the billing lady comes in and she wants to talk to them about, you know, the problems with the insurance stuff like that. But at this time, Zach, he don't want to leave her side. So Fatima goes out into the hallway to talk to her. Basically, she tells her, like, listen, we gonna need the bed, which is so insensitive of her. Like, after you tell me all this problem with the money, you tell me that you need to give up the bed, and it's just like, nah, it's not cool. And then on top of that, the check for the first 2 days when she got there, it didn't go through as well. So now it's like all this extra money, and basically she told Fatima that, you know, it's gonna be $18,000 a day that she's still there on life support. So it's like, dang. It's too much to handle, but, you know, Fatima takes it with a grain of salt. And, yeah, she goes back into the room. She was like, talk to him. So she gets into the room. Not long after, Jeremiah walks in. And, of course, you know, he was getting high because he was like, that signal, you already know. So they're in there talking and whatnot. And then the doctor, Fatima went to go get the doctor because basically Zach still wanted to get a clear understanding of what really happened and if there's anything else they could do. So at this point, Fatima goes back out to get to the to talk to the doctor. The doctor comes and tells him, like, listen, we've done everything that we could, and stuff like that. Meanwhile, while Fatima goes outside, Nate and Tony show up, and basically Tony was like, I'm here for you. I need to let you know that I'm here for Zach, whatever. I'm sorry about his mom or whatever. Basically, Nate was trying to tell Fatima that, you know, he's sorry for all the stuff that happened, how he treated her. And she was like, yeah, it was you and Belinda who created that fake profile. He was like, listen, I'm sorry, I had nothing to do with it. That was all her. But you was with her. So basically, you guilty by association. And Nate was trying to, like, be, I would say, nice to her. And then he just started going negative. It was like, he do all this, but, you know, at the same time, he was trying to dapper for Fatima. Fatima was like, don't touch me. Basically, Tony was like, you still keep trying to keep putting your foot in your mouth. You just overstep your boundaries. You don't know how to, like, just let it chill and, you know, be on something like that. Was it. So eventually, Tony puts his number in Fatima's phone so that way he knows that, okay, if anything happens, you call me. And then I basically do that. Nate was trying to do the same thing, which was like, nah, I'm good. So I will let Zach know, and then Zach would tell you on his own. So eventually, them two leave. And then, meanwhile, Jeremiah is still going off on Zach, saying that it's his fault. And at this point, Zach is just like, I'm so over it. But, you know, at the same time, that's his brother. Like, it is what it is. It's his brother. So, by this time, I think Zach comes out the room or whatever. And they talk to... Oh, come to find out, the only reason why Jeremiah wants his mother to stay alive is because she gets a social security check, so he wants that so he can still continue to fund his habit. And thinking back at it, Zach was just like, but how am I trying to, in his mind, he was thinking like, how am I trying to kill her if she's already dead? But anyways, I digress. So meanwhile, at this time, Fatima and Zach, they're outside talking to the doctor, and he basically reassured her again, like, is there everything you did possible to help my mommy? She was like, yeah, I did. And so the doctor ended up leaving after they talked. Oh, also, Angela called Fatima, while she was in the hallway. And basically, Bryce came over to her house, and Bryce told Angela what's happening. And he really needed to talk to Zach. And basically, Angela was like, she's got a lot of stuff going on. He told her about the money incident and basically blaming Zach for what happened. Honestly, I believe it was something that he did because he was very pessimistic and persistent about Zach trying to do business with him. And Zach was like, I just don't have a feeling about this. And that feeling was probably his intuition telling him that something bad was going to happen. And look, he did it anyway. And look what happened. I honestly think, I don't know. I don't know if Valerie would ever stoop this low, but I'm thinking maybe she had something to do with it because that was the property or business that she was trying to get into. And then at the same time, Paul worked. So it's like that whole in conjunction of all that together wouldn't have been a good look. I don't know. That's just what it was inkling to, but I could be wrong. I believe it's something that Bryce did, trying to be persistent about getting that money, and that money was, all money ain't good money. So what he did, because how would Zach know about what to do if it wasn't for Bryce? So in this way, Bryce, you made them lose all their money. But anyways, so Angela was like, I'll just call you when you leave and stuff like that. So they leave. Zach wants to go home and change. He just wants Fatima to be there for him. Eventually, they leave the hospital. They make it to the house. When they pull up, who's outside? Deja and her neck breaks again. Like, she tried to talk to them. They basically just ignore her and go into the house. Next, you know, Deja's still outside. And Angela and Bryce pull up. And she's still trying to talk to them. It was like, listen, you're cute for a Chinese guy. And Bryce was still trying to talk to her. But at the same time, Angela was like, well, he's not even that. He's Japanese. Get in the house. Like, whatever. So they get into the house. Zach tells both of them hi. And he's talking about, like, Bryce is talking about, like, you know, I know this is not a good time, but Bryce, don't do it. Like, don't do it. But then at the same time, Zach was like, just tell me. So Bryce blurts out that all his assets are frozen because of me working with you. And Zach was like, what? Like, yeah, my point exactly. Like, how is it my fault? But anyways, so yeah, if it's not one thing, it's another. Like, from the life support of his mom, the billing problems at the hospital, them needed to, like, let her go. And then on top of it, find out the money is frozen. Yeah, it's like a downward spiral that this man is never going to see, like, good. It's like it's always negative, 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 negative. But anyways, so, yeah, eventually, Angela and Bryce leave. Basically, Fatima and Zach, I'm gonna stop saying basically, but Fatima and Zach, they both, like, professed their love for each other, and they wanted to make sure everybody, but that each of them knew how much they love each other. So, Zach was going to probably go upstairs, take a shower. Fatima's going to stay with him, and he also wanted her to, like, go back to her place and bring her things back. And she said, yeah, I will, just not right now. So, yeah, that was the end of this episode. Y'all stay tuned for the next one. So, bye.